In a large family, Catherine found herself taking on responsibilities beyond her years. Her father was determined to have a son, so her mother kept trying for more children until doctors warned it was too risky. As the eldest, Catherine took care of her sisters, helping with chores and often feeling more like a parent. When her youngest sister was born, her parents finally seemed to remember their roles, focusing all their attention on the new baby. At 14, Catherine overheard her mother express that she no longer had time for the older girls, reducing Catherine to just a helper. Her solace was secretly speaking to her estranged grandmother, who gave her hope for a different life. Graduating high school, Catherine dreamed of college, but her parents crushed her aspirations by revealing a lack of funds for her education, prioritizing her sister's future instead. Desperate, she turned to her grandmother, who promised to support her college dreams. With her grandmother's backing, a world of opportunities opened, and Catherine applied to study economics in other cities. While she was thrilled to be accepted, her parents accused her of abandoning the family. Despite their cold dismissal, she packed her things, reassuring her tearful sisters that she'd always be there for them. Her father forbade them from contacting her. College life allowed Catherine to focus on herself, yet she missed her siblings deeply and felt guilty. An unexpected call from her second youngest sister, Emily, became a lifeline. Using a friend's phone, Emily shared updates from home and their longing for Catherine. However, Sarah, the youngest, had informed their parents about the calls, leading to stricter rules. Despite this, Catherine and her sisters found ways to keep in touch secretly. While excelling in her economic studies and gaining professor attention, Catherine cherished these clandestine conversations even as she thrived in academia. As my college years sped by, my thoughts often lingered on my family back home. My sisters occasionally shared snippets about Sarah, who remained the golden child, involved in numerous clubs and always the center of attention. During one of our secret conversations, Jessica confided, "Mom and Dad are considering sending her to some prestigious private school." I inquired about her and Emily, even though I already anticipated the response. "Oh, Jessica replied, trying to seem casual. "We'll probably just attend the local high school. It's fine, really." Yet I understood it wasn't truly fine. The feeling of being overlooked, of being less significant, was one I knew well, and it saddened me that my sisters experienced the same. As graduation loomed, I felt a blend of excitement and nervousness. My success in college, in large part, was due to my grandmother's unwavering support. She had been my solid foundation, always ready with a kind word or guidance when I needed it most. "I'm so proud of you, Catherine," she said during a phone call one evening. "You've overcome so much. Your grandfather would have been proud, too." On the day of my graduation, I anxiously searched the crowd, clinging to the hope that my parents and sisters might have shown up, but they hadn't. The only comforting, familiar face in the throng was my grandmother's, beaming with pride. Fresh out of college, I dove into my career. The job was demanding, but I thrived on the challenge. Months passed quickly as I settled into a routine of work, gym, and home on repeat. Although not exhilarating, it was a life I was crafting on my terms. Then came the company's annual corporate event. Initially, I hesitated. Large gatherings still unsettled me, but my colleague Jen implored, "Come on, Catherine," she urged. "It'll be fun." And I heard some executives from our partner companies will be present. A great chance for networking. I arrived amid a bustling scene with soft jazz playing while attendees mingled with drinks in hand. I was about to make my way to the punch bowl when I accidentally bumped into someone. "Oh, I'm so sorry," I stammered, looking up into kind brown eyes. "No harm done," the man reassured with a warm smile. "I'm Michael, by the way. I don't think we've met." "Catherine," I said, shaking his hand. "I'm from the economics department." We started talking, and I discovered Michael was an executive from one of our partner companies. He was intelligent, humorous, and easy to talk to. Before I realized, hours slipped by. As the gathering wound down, Michael asked for my number. "I'd love to continue this conversation over coffee sometime," he suggested. I hesitated briefly, but thought, why not? I'd always been focused on caring for others. Perhaps it was time someone cared for me. Our first coffee meeting led to a second, and then a third, and suddenly we were officially dating. Michael was everything I hadn't known I needed: kind, supportive, and a genuinely attentive listener. A year later, he proposed. As we began planning the wedding, I wrestled with a dilemma. Should I invite my family despite everything? After all, they were still my parents and siblings. After much contemplation, I sent invitations to my parents and each sister, even Sarah. I also sent one to my grandmother, the person who had never failed to stand by me. Weeks passed without a word from them until one day Emily called. "Kathy," she said, her voice shaking, "we got your invitation. Mom and Dad won't let us come. They won't even allow us to send you a card." "I'm so sorry." The wedding day arrived, and as I gazed into the mirror in my bridal gown, a mix of joy and sorrow washed over me. My grandmother entered, tears shining in her eyes. "Oh, Katherine," she said, pulling me into a tight embrace, "you look beautiful. I'm so proud of you." Walking down the aisle toward Michael, surrounded by friends, his family, and my grandmother, yet devoid of my own family, I understood something essential. Family isn't just about blood. It's about love, support, and acceptance. The years following our wedding were swept up in a whirlwind of affection, laughter, and shared dreams. Michael and I settled into our life, both advancing in our careers. We traveled, discovered new interests together, and talked endlessly about the future. Eventually, we decided to try for a baby. Months passed, then a year, and then two. Despite all the tests and recommendations, nothing seemed to work, leaving us without a child. The heartbreak was immense, as the subsequent years turned into a cycle of hope and despair. We endured treatment after treatment, with each failure hitting us harder. After a particularly disappointing IVF attempt, I broke down in tears on Michael's chest. "Maybe we're not destined to be parents," I sobbed. Michael held me tightly, stroking my hair. "Look at me," he softly urged. "We'll be parents, perhaps not as we first imagined, but somehow. What about adoption? Children need love, and we have so much to give." His words gave me a glimmer of hope. "Okay," I said, wiping my tears. "Let's go for adoption." The adoption process was long and at times frustrating, with numerous forms, interviews, and home studies to navigate. Yet, our longing to provide a child with a loving home kept us going. Eventually, after what seemed like forever, we received the call. Meeting Lily for the first time is a day engraved in my memory. She was tiny, with big brown eyes, and her skin was darker than ours. She clung to her social worker's hand, looking frightened and unsure. I kneeled to her level. "Hi, Lily," I gently introduced. "I'm Katherine, and this is Michael. We've been waiting a long time to meet you." She glanced at us, then back at her social worker, who nodded helpfully. Slowly, Lily reached for my hand, and at that instant, I knew she was our daughter. Her appearance or DNA didn't matter. She was ours. When Lily was around 5, we explained in simple terms how she became part of our family. Showing her pictures from that special day, we shared how much we had wished for her and fallen in love the moment we met. Lily listened keenly, deep in thought. "So you picked me?" she finally asked, smiling with tearful eyes. "Yes, sweetheart. Out of all the children, we chose you, and we would choose you every single time." Her smile beamed as she wrapped us in a hug. "I love you, Mommy and Daddy," she said. Holding her close, I remembered my own challenging upbringing. I vowed Lily would never feel unwanted. A twist of fate brought us full circle. One day, Michael announced his company's expansion to my hometown, where he'd lead the new branch. While the move was chaotic, an urge to reconnect with my sisters, whose ties had loosened over the years, grew stronger after my parents' passing. My attempts began with Jessica and Emily. They met my overture with caution but enthusiastically. We reunited over coffee, and it felt like no time had passed. They fawned over Lily's photos and shared tales of their lives and families. "We've missed you so much, Kathy," Emily expressed warmly, holding my hand. The reunion brought vibrant family gatherings and joyful holidays. Lily loved playing with her cousins, enriching our family's bond. Yet, Sarah, the youngest, hadn't changed as much. She was still self-centered, treating gatherings like competitions. Our first large family event reaffirmed this. Sarah arrived with her husband and son, Tommy. "Tommy, sing for your aunties," she prompted, showcasing him as a prodigy. While the party went on, Lily tentatively offered Tommy candy. Sarah intervened before Tommy responded. "Tommy, don't take that," she admonished. "Her hands are dirty." I rushed over. "Sarah, what are you saying? Lily's hands are clean." But Sarah cast a disdainful look at Lily, then shifted her glare towards me and sneered. "You can never be sure with her type." Her voice dripped with contempt. "Come on, Tommy. Let's go and play with your actual cousins," she urged. I stood there, stunned and hurt, unable to believe those words were meant for my daughter. From that day forward, tension permeated each family gathering, as Sarah made it abundantly clear that she didn't consider Lily to be a family member. She'd loudly announced that Tommy couldn't play with Lily because of imagined diseases or unknown genetic history. Each time, I confronted her, defending my daughter, but the damage was evident. My heart ached as I noticed Lily becoming more withdrawn and silent during these family occasions. Eventually, I decided not to force Lily to attend these gatherings anymore. I began turning down invitations, making excuses. Jessica and Emily, although disappointed, understood. Amidst the chaos of our move and the subsequent family drama, I found comfort in my visits to Grandma. She had been my anchor throughout everything, and in her twilight years, I wanted to be there for her as she had been for me. Each weekend, Lily and I would take the short trip to Grandma's house. She would eagerly wait for us on the porch, her face lighting up as soon as we pulled in. "There's my girls," she'd call out, her arms wide open. Lily would dash up the steps, throwing herself into Grandma's embrace, exclaiming, "Grandma, I missed you." Witnessing them together always filled my heart with warmth. Grandma adored Lily, showering her with love and affection, never treating her differently because she was adopted. To Grandma, Lily was simply family. Over the months, as Grandma's health declined, our visits became less about lengthy conversations and more focused on quiet companionship. Lily would read to her or show her drawings she made. Even in her frail state, Grandma's love for us was palpable. The day Grandma passed was one of the most difficult of my life. We were there in her final moments, holding her hand as she peacefully slipped away. Wise beyond her years, Lily climbed onto the bed, curling up next to her great-grandmother, whispering, "It's okay, Grandma. You can rest now. We love you." In the days that followed, amidst our grief and the logistics that accompany losing a loved one, we received unexpected news. Grandma's lawyer called, asking us to visit his office. "Your grandmother left a will," he explained when we arrived, "and you might want to sit for this." His news left me speechless. Grandma had left everything to me and Lily: the house, several cars, and over $1 million. "Your grandfather was very successful," the lawyer explained, "and your grandmother was skilled in investments. She had initially intended to leave it all to your mother, but after she passed, your grandmother changed her will in your favor." As the news of the inheritance spread, my phone began ringing nonstop. Jessica and Emily called to congratulate me, saying it was well-deserved. Then came the inevitable call from Sarah. Her voice was overly sweet as she said, "I heard about Grandma's will. So, when are you sharing the inheritance with us?" Anger surged through me after all she had said and done. I replied firmly, "I'm not. The inheritance is for me and Lily. That's what Grandma wanted." "That's not fair," Sarah shrieked. "I'm family too. I deserve a share." I cut her off. "No, Sarah, you don't. Goodbye." Hanging up, I felt a burden lift from my shoulders. For too long, I had tried to be the perfect daughter and sister, but now I realized it was time to prioritize my own family. Despite my initial reluctance, I chose to attend a family event for Jessica's birthday. Upon arrival, the party was in full swing, with Jessica's backyard buzzing with laughter. Children played tag, while adults mingled with drinks in hand. For a moment it felt like old times. Jessica hugged me warmly, whispering, "I'm so glad you came, Kathy," her eyes gleaming with genuine happiness. For the first hour, everything was fine. Lily joined her cousins on the lawn, their laughter melting away my tensions. I dared to think attending was perhaps a good idea. However, then I noticed Sarah, moving from child to child, whispering into their ears. I couldn't make out her words, but I saw the children's eyes widen as they glanced at Lily. Suddenly, Lily was left standing alone, isolated from the other kids. I observed Lily's confused and pained expression as her peers isolated themselves, deliberately forming their own group without her. Before I could respond, Lily ran towards me, tears streaming down her face, crying, "Mommy," she sobbed, "they don't want to play with me anymore. They said I'm sick and not really part of the family." Anger surged within me, and I cradled Lily protectively before confronting Sarah, who watched the incident unfold with a self-satisfied grin. "What on earth are you doing?" I demanded through gritted teeth. Sarah's smile persisted. "Oh, calm down, Katherine. I'm only revealing the truth about her condition to the kids. They deserve to know." I retorted furiously. "The only person with a condition here is you, Sarah. Your behavior is reprehensible." By now, onlookers had gathered, the other adults watching with wide eyes as the confrontation escalated. Sarah's expression soured. "My behavior, Katherine? That's rich, coming from you. The one who selfishly took Grandma's money, depriving us of our rightful inheritance to give it to that girl who's not even a real family member." Gasps erupted among the crowd. "How dare you?" I seethed. "Lily is my daughter and is as much a part of this family as anyone else." Sarah let out a cruel laugh. "Family? She's not even related to us. Just some random kid you picked up, likely the child of drug addicts or criminals. She has no claim to our family's legacy." Trembling with rage, I responded, "If you know nothing about Lily or her birth parents, nor does it matter. She is my daughter, and I love her more than anything in this world." Sarah sneered. "Is that what you call using a child to commit theft from your own family? Face it, Katherine, you're just a thief using that girl to get Grandma's money. Well, we won't tolerate it anymore. It's time you shared what's rightfully ours." As I prepared to answer, Jessica intervened, her resolve clear. "That's enough, Sarah. You have no right to treat Katherine or Lily this way." Stunned, Sarah exclaimed, "You're siding with her?" Emily joined Jessica, standing by my side. "We both are. Katherine has always been there for us, even more than our own parents. She raised us, Sarah, and she deserves every cent of that inheritance." I felt a lump in my throat, moved by my sister's unwavering support. Sarah's face twisted with fury. "Traitors! How dare you betray our parents' memory?" Emily scoffed. "Our parents? The same ones who ignored us and favored you? The ones who disowned Katherine for wanting an education?" Jessica nodded. "And let's not forget, Sarah, how you took Mom and Dad's house and all their savings after they passed, without sharing a dime." Shocked by this newfound information, I gasped, "Is that true, Sarah?" Sarah's composure faltered, her mouth agape as Emily affirmed, "Yes, she took everything, and never once offered to share." Disappointment and anger welled up inside me. All this time, Sarah accused me of theft while she was guilty of the very same. "Sarah," I declared, voice steady and firm, "it's time for you to leave." She protested, "You can't make me," but Jessica interjected, "Yes, she can. This is my house, and I want you to go. We're all sick of your outbursts and nastiness. Until you can treat Katherine and Lily with respect, you're not welcome here." Realizing she was outnumbered, Sarah scowled and, with a final glare, grabbed her son's hand and left. As the gate slammed shut behind her, a weight lifted from me. I turned to my sisters, tears in my eyes. "Thank you," I whispered. That night, I made a resolution. The following day, I shared my plan with my sisters. Despite their protests that it wasn't necessary, I was resolute. I gave them the house and the cars, keeping the million for our family, With the inheritance settled, a sense of peace engulfed me. I established a trust fund for Lily's future with half the money, ensuring she would always be cared for. Michael and I decided to use the other half for our family, finally taking that trip to Disney World Lily always dreamed of, renovating our home to create an ideal space for our little family, and perhaps, just maybe, considering adopting another child to give Lily the sibling she yearned for.